Hello everyone, welcome once again to another educational video by Slidescope. In this video, we are learning how to create a Swiggy restaurant's data analysis dashboard on the data that we got from Kaggle. In this dashboard, you can see we have city and area as a filter. For example, if you want to see most famous restaurants of any particular city, or you want to see in that city which area has the most you know expensive restaurants, or what are the top five most foods in that area, what is average price of food there, what is average rating of food there, how many restaurants are there, the average delivery time, in which area you have most number of restaurants, and obviously with the help of map chart you can see the filters are working properly. So we will be seeing all of this in this dashboard. So let's get started and start building the dashboard from scratch. So let's understand the Swiggy restaurant data set. This data set can be obtained from Kaggle.com. The Swiggy restaurant data set is a comprehensive collection of data related to restaurants available on the Swiggy food delivery platform. And the data set provides valuable information about various aspects of restaurants, enabling users to explore, analyze, and gain insights into the restaurant landscape on Swiggy. Its usability, license, etc. information is provided here, and we are just using this data set for educational purpose, for learning exploratory data analysis using different BI platforms. Now in the data set, you can see the first column is ID, which is unique ID of every restaurant. Here we have area, here we have the name of city, the name of restaurant, pricing, average rating, total rating, food type, what type of food are they serving. And it is important to see that in food type we have comma separated values. For example, this restaurant is serving Mughlai and Lucknowi food. So we have these comma separated values. Then we have address and delivery time. The if in every restaurant we had same comma separated value, like same number of comma separated values, then it would have been easier to just split the column into several different columns. But we'll see what we can do here in order to proceed with this data. So here, like, what is the average delivery time, what is the average rating. So we will be able to figure out city wise average rating, city wise total ratings. We'll be able to figure out those type of things, and the most important thing will be to figure out food type wise average rating, food type wise price, you know food type wise availability in different cities. So those things can be analyzed, and those type of values can be explored with the help of this data set. So let's start analyzing this data in Power BI, for which we will simply connect the data set. So the data set is in CSV file, so we will connect the CSV file here. If the data set is in Excel file, we can connect with Excel. So I have simply converted it into Excel also. We will simply connect the file and check if all the columns are mapped properly. Here we have table, and so because I created one table, so that data is available here. So I will simply use that data and simply load it. We will simply rename it to data, or as per the context you can also rename it to Swiggy. So you simply rename it as data. Now we will start creating some KPIs one by one. So we have average ratings, price, you know, total ratings, these type of KPIs. So we will first create some cards. When you are creating cards, what you have to do, you just can resize your card value, and in your card value you can pick any particular numerical value. For example, let's say average ratings. Okay, so it will always give you sum of that value. So what you can do here, you can just change it to average. Now you can see for every restaurant that is inside the dataset, the average rating is 3.66. And what we can do now, we can go to the call out value part, and from here we can disable the category label. We can go to general. In title we can enable the title and call it average rating. Okay, just rename it like this, and here we can arrange it to center. For example, we are going to use this color as per the theme setting, and we will simply arrange it to center. We also have spacing here, so if you want to enable custom spacing, you can enable or disable that. Okay, so it's up to you. And here we will simply make sure that we have resized it to our required size. Here you can do one more thing. Here you can, in table, you can also enable a divider. Okay, and in your divider also you have width and your divider color and things like that. We will also, increase the size of our heading. Now in your card we will simply go to effect. We will enable a shadow, a visual border, and we will use the theme color as a visual border, not background, sorry, but for visual border we will use the theme color. So, and we will use rounded corners. So this will enable our border. So now we can say for every restaurant in the dataset, average rating is 3.66. We also have many categorical columns like area, city. We also have columns like food type. We also have values like address, which will not be applicable here, but food type, city, and area are important columns for us. So we will consider these values like area, city, so which we will use as filters. Similarly, we will copy this and just paste it here. It will depend how many values do we want to keep as cards here. But instead of average of rating here, the field that we will bring is pricing. Like what is the average price of you know these food items. So the average price of food items is 348. Obviously, this is information of restaurants and not information of orders. If there were information of orders, we would have used sum of price to calculate the total revenue. Okay, but this is not that. So that's why we are just doing average rating. And again, any rating, any pricing that is given in the data set uh, is just for educational purpose and may or may not represent the actual value. So it is just what we have got from the Kaggle file, which we are using here for learning purpose. And here we have the title as average rating, which we will call as average price. Okay, so for on an average, every item price is 348.44 and their average rating is 3.66. We will make a copy once again, and here we are going to bring how many total restaurants are there. Okay, so you remember that every restaurant has a unique ID. So in the data set, how many total restaurants are there? If you have to count that, you cannot use average or sum. So for that, the aggregate measure that you are going to use is count distinct. Obviously, count and count distinct are producing the same result here, but count distinct will make sure that the number of restaurants shown here are unique, and their count value is unique, and that's why we will just change this title to number of restaurants. Okay, we will write it like this hashtag restaurant, which is self-explanatory that this is number of restaurants. Now we will also see if you will order food, what is the average delivery time and see on the basis of different cities, on the basis of different categorical values like area, will the average rating time increase or decrease. So we will bring rating here, uh, we will bring the delivery time here, and here also we are going to use the average measure. The whole purpose of this exercise is to understand where to use sum, where to use average, where to use count measures, because sometimes students are confused with these type of values. And so on an average, restaurant delivers food in 53.97 minutes as per the data. Now here we will write average delivery time. Okay. So now we have our four cards. What is average rating of each food item, average price, restaurant, and average delivery time. And this average rating actually is given to restaurant. Now let's try to find out top 10 areas with most restaurants. To find out top 10 areas with most restaurants, we can do different things, but here we are going to create a simple stacked column chart. In the stacked column chart, we will simply make its size just double of it. Now I am going to do one more thing. I will select this and copy format painter and come over here and apply. First I will put some fields there, then I will apply. So here you have x-axis and your y-axis. So now in one axis you have to write the name of the area, and in the other axis you have to find total number of restaurants per area. So in x-axis, I'll do it once more. In x-axis we will bring area, and on y-axis we will use count of distinct IDs. Okay, this will give us name of all those restaurants which are famous. So obviously it has sorted them in terms of counts: Rohini, Chembur, Kothrood, and we have different type of values here. Now we can go to the visualization part, from where we can format our visual, and you can change different type of values. For example, we can change, make it bold. Title, we can either select auto, which is area. For y-axis we have title auto. Let's try to select on, write only count here. We will make it bold so you can see, and increase its size. So this is area. For area also we will increase the size a little bit. Okay, and here we will use area name here. So this way you can arrange your values. And let's go once more. Title, we have written area, and now we will increase its size, make it bold. So this is area. We can also change the color, because the color should match our fields, right? We will enable data labels first so that we can see the count value. If you want to customize the data label fields, for example, the values that are displayed, if you want to use different color, for example, we use this color and bold font, so you can choose that. Okay, now here you have columns. Every column has a value, so you can use a different color. You can also use a gradient color scheme. For example, lightest color will be this and darkest color will be this value. What does it mean? Restaurant with lowest count will be displayed with the with this color, lowest value, and highest value will be displayed with this value. Okay, you can also choose different value, like for custom, like for different values what do you want to display. Otherwise you can display it like this. So now you can see restaurant that has highest value, Rohini, is now in the darkest shade of our theme color. So we can also go back once again and we can decide theme color to be like this. Okay, a little more orange. Now a legend will be enabled. Sorry for the noise from behind. Legend will be enabled. We can disable the legend to make our area like this. And since we copied the format painter, it is already copied everything. And here we will simply change the title to count of restaurants by area. Okay, so this way you will understand count of restaurants by the area. When we will use city as a filter, so we can also see city wise values. I will just show filter on this page. For example, in Ahmedabad, so in Ahmedabad you can see in Navrangpura area we have most number of restaurants. Okay, in Delhi, obviously Delhi Rohini. Okay, so these type of values can be filtered easily. Now the measure or the graph that we wanted to create was top 10 areas with most restaurants. So we were successful in creating count of restaurants by area. In order to create top 10 value, so just open the filter. Okay, it will be like this, and here you will see the filters applicable. So area is all and count of ID is all. In area is all, whatever the name of your x-axis is, here select top n. Okay, in top n write the number of values that you want to pick, and by value you just drag the value count of ID and apply filter. So now it will show you top 10 restaurants by area. Okay, so in Ashok Nagar 1180 and Rohini 257 are the top areas. Top in these are basically the top 10 areas, Kurla, Indranagar and so on. And that's why we can go and change the title to that value. Okay, so this is top 10 areas with most now, after finding out top 10 areas with most restaurants, we will try to find out top 5 most served, food types. So we will simply create a copy first. So the value that we are going to find out is top 5 most served food types. Okay. So in the data set, food types are given, like food type can be pizza, fast food. Okay, these type food types are given. Now here we will simply go to general and title, and let's say here we want to see top 5. So I'm just writing top 5 most food types. Here we have the area filter which we will remove. Okay, so we will get rid of the area filter. Obviously, on the basis of count of ID, this is the restaurant count of restaurants serving any particular food type. So this will be there. And first we'll create a graph. For example, here we will just bring food type. Okay. Food type is all. Instead of that, we can do top n. Here we can write 5 on the basis of count of ID. We can apply. Okay. So this here you can see Indian 389, Chinese 277 and so on. So we have these values. Now we can simply turn it into a donut chart also. So you have top 5 most served food types. Okay, and here also the same logic is applied. Uh, Value with most number of restaurants is darkest in color. So in visual settings you can go to slices. So if you want to bring any other color, for example, let's say we want to bring this color for Chinese, this color for North Indian, this color for you know fast food, and this color for South Indian. So you can color it in a different way also. You can color it in a same way. That's your choice. So this is top 5 most served food types. because most of the restaurants in the data set are serving these foods, and you can see their values also. Now, as we found top 10 areas with most restaurants, we can also find top 10 cities with most restaurants. So top 10 cities with most restaurants. Obviously, this is something that you can do easily with the help of same stack bar chart, but we will simply make a copy of this, and we will use the title as top 10 cities with most restaurants. Obviously here we are going to remove area from here, and here we are going to bring city, and we will remove area. City is all. We can also do basic filtering like top 10 by count of ID, and we can apply filter. Okay, so you can see in Kolkata, in the given data set, we have most number of restaurants, that is 1346. And for this type of chart, I'm just increasing its height to the available width, and I will try to create a map chart. So now you can see your bubble size represents count of ID, that is top 10 restaurants. So you can see Kolkata here, you can see Chennai, you can see Bangalore, Hyderabad, and so on. In here you have bubbles, their size, so you can enable or disable their size, or you can increase their size ratio also. So, and you can increase their size accordingly so that you can see the values. You can also enable heat map, but heat map will not make sense here because we don't have areas that are closely packed. And this is your bubbles. You can enable or disable the category labels to you know name your values. For example, if we say top 5, apply filter, then in top 5 you can see Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Kolkata. Okay, so whatever amount you want to keep, you can keep here and apply. So this is top 10 cities with most restaurants in the data set. Now similarly we will try to find out average price wise most expensive areas. Okay, so obviously for every restaurant a price is given. So average price wise, what are the most expensive areas? So for that, what we are going to do, first let's copy this. So we are going to create another chart here. So I will simply copy this because this will also help us in finding out that, and I will just enable it like this. If I want, I can also make it into a cluster bar chart. So we can turn it like this, and in title I will write the same value here. Okay, average price wise most expensive areas. So obviously we need area here, but the value that we will need here will be different. So instead of x-axis count of ID, we will simply bring price. Instead of sum of price, we will bring average price. And here the area are filtered by top 10 count of ID. We will simply write top 10 average of price, apply filter. Okay, so you can see some areas like Ville Parle, you know, Pacific Mall, Subhash Nagar. These type of areas are with most price. Obviously, here we have different colors for slices. So we will go to bars, and here we have colors, so we can allow some value. So instead of, we will do a gradient rule. Instead of count of area, okay, we will do price, average, and now we have the same arrangement. So these are the average price wise most expensive areas: Vile Parle, Pacific Mall, Subhash Nagar, Somesh, Varupa, and so on. Okay, we also have Bandra area. So this way you can find this value. You can use any other type of graph here, but here either a clustered bar chart or a stack column chart will work best. Now we will simply bring a text box here where we'll write, you know, our text like what we are doing here. So we are doing Swiggy restaurant data analysis, and we will simply change its size to bigger, which will fit properly. Make it bold. Okay, let's see if 32 will fit. So 32 will also fit. 36, yes. And here we will make it somewhere around 28. Okay, so you can see restaurant is getting trimmed. So that's why we'll keep it to 24. Obviously, you can fast forward this part because this will require a lot of changes and a lot of formatting. Here I will simply use some color which kind of represents our theme or brand, and here we will just make it bold. So this is simply Swiggy restaurant data analysis dashboard, and we can also bring different type of icons here as we have done in previous examples also. This is our data. We can also enable some kind of effect here. For example, shadow, visual border. We can choose the visual border as our theme color, radius as 12 pixel, and on the basis of that we can change the font size. So Swiggy restaurants data analysis. Let's cancel this. I think 20 is the font size it is giving us properly. And here we can bring, you know, so first I will align it to center, and here we can bring some filters that will help in analysis of data. If font 22 was available, that would have been best, but okay. So now we have the card ready here. And how to bring filter to your report? To bring filters, we can use slicer. So for example, here is a slicer. So we will just bring one slicer here. We will click it, use format printer. So let's do it once more. Format printer, and try to apply it to slicer. Later we will try that once again. Here we have field. In the field, I will select city or area as a filter. So first I will select city. In city, I will just go to slicer setting, and I will make it a drop down list. Okay. Now we will have to increase font of values, make them bold, use the theme default color that we have been using. So all the city values will be like this. In your slicer setting, slicer header you can disable. In general, you can enable the title and write it like city. Align it to center, make it bold. So you can see we have just made a filter. If you want to put other filters, for example, you want to use area field here as filter, so just remove this and put area here and change the title value. So, area will be used as a filter, and whatever else you want to put here, you can put as a filter. So this is our final dashboard here. Obviously, we can include other things. For example, if you want to see all the restaurants of Delhi, like their average price, their restaurants count, average delivery time, their average rating, top five most served foods. Obviously, here most served food types will be based on the data that we have at this moment, and obviously the top 10 areas in this particular city. For example, in Kolkata, you can see the area is Bidhan Nagar, so on. So, and here you can see most expensive areas by average price. So this is all you can do, and this is a simple data set. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, because every day we post videos related to data analysis so that beginners can learn from those videos and start creating some interactive dashboards on realistic data sets.